Montreal. This is Le Wagon Demo Day. All right. Hello and welcome to everybody. This is our summer demo day, and we have the opportunity to have 8 different pitches today from 6 different batches, so it's a really big demo day, and we're very excited about it. For those of you who are joining online, feel free to say hello in the chat, say hi in LinkedIn, say hi in Facebook, and welcome to our live event. As I mentioned to the room, but now I will mention to internet land, I am Rachel. I am the event and community manager here at Le Wagon in Montreal. And today is a very, very exciting day. As I mentioned, we are going to witness the finale of 6 boot camps. So we have 2 part-time web boot camps, 1 part-time data science, 1 full-time data science, 1 full-time web development, and a data analytics batch. So you're gonna have a really interesting and varied presentation today. So in their final weeks, the students were asked to create a project that brought together everything that they've learned during their studies. Considering the fact that many of the students only knew the tip of the iceberg before they joined, this is an incredible feat. So once again, I would like to give them all a huge round of applause for everything that they have accomplished. So I know you're all excited to see their pitches, but before we dive in, I want to tell you a little bit about Le Wagon because I see a few of you have never been here before. So, Le Wagon is an international coding boot camp, and we're dedicated to empowering our students. We equip them with the essential skills they need to build their futures, whether that means to enhance their coding expertise, encourage them to launch their own startups, or teach them highly sought-after skills in today's digital age. Le Wagon was founded in Paris, and we've recently celebrated our 10-year anniversary. So we've been around for a while, yeah. And in that time, we have had the opportunity to see 26,000 students graduate, and we have 40 campuses worldwide. One of the reasons Le Wagon is highly rated by past students is that we are different from other boot camps, and I think that our students here can kind of attest to that, because we believe in real-time learning, on one-on-one support, and on a hands-on approach. And we genuinely care about our students and their future successes. To us, you are not just students. You are also our friends and our future colleagues. And I can honestly say on behalf of the teachers and the staff that we are very, very proud of your accomplishments today. Le Wagon isn't all fun and games. It doesn't always work. We've seen you push past your insecurities, break down walls, and show incredible resilience over the last few months. And let me tell you, it takes somebody with a Tom Cruise bravery to tackle this challenge. So a huge kudos to all of you. So why Le Wagon? We know that each of you have different reasons for joining the boot camp. Some of you wish to pivot your careers entirely. Some of you would like to just gain new tools for a promotion or to outshine competitors. But regardless of your reasons, all of you are here to forge your own path towards a future that aligns with your personal goals. But, as we know, the real reason why you join the Wagon is because of the epic ping pong upsets and the card game happy hours and our bagel offs, our croissant offs, and of course, from forging new friendships. So we have a lot of fun here at Le Wagon, and I hope that you all enjoyed that too. Oh, thank you. So, what are we doing while we're not comparing New York and Montreal bagels? We are teaching our students the technical skills to enter the fields of web development, data science and AI, and also data analytics. Our web dev boot camps focus on front-end and back-end coding and teach our students how to create a web app from scratch. Data science and AI focuses on the ins and outs of machine learning and Python. And data analytics is all about understanding data, extracting usable data, and building visual dashboards. And tonight you will see the final projects for all 3 of these boot camps. In the past 9 weeks for our full-time students and the past 6 months for our part-time students, they have learned how to code, but mostly how to work and think like developers, analysts, and data scientists. We have 8 really interesting and different pitches to share tonight, and I know the students are really excited to share what they've done. So we are going to begin with data science. What is data science? Let me tell you a little bit about the Data Science and AI Bootcamp. So they begin by learning the basics of Python and statistics, and then they dive even deeper into machine learning, and then they dive even deeper into deep learning, and then they ultimately dive into AI. They learn to interpret data sets in order to predict outcomes for situations that are too complex for us to understand without computer science. And ultimately, their final projects are models built using open data repositories in very creative ways. So without further ado, I would like to welcome our very first, by Stan, Wesley, Omar, and Vincent, stock selector. When you have little to no experience in stock investments, it can be hard to know when it is a good time to jump. Stock Selector is a model that provides information and predictions about stocks to help you make an informed investment decision. So we'll let them share their project.
All right. Now, as we all know, in today's digital age, more people than ever want to invest in stocks. Yet, the complexity of the stock market keeps many on the sidelines. Take me, for example. Just last year, I had a little money saved up and thought, why not invest in companies I love like Apple? But when I opened those investment apps, I felt lost. There were charts, numbers, and jargon I just didn't understand. I ended up buying stocks based on a gut feeling. And let's just say, I lost some money. As data scientists and once confused investors ourselves, we saw an opportunity to bridge this gap using AI. Here's the problem. Average people are not very good at picking stocks, and for good reason. Today's platforms are like fire hoses of information. Charts, ratios, news feeds, it's overwhelming. On top of that, not everyone has an MBA. Our target users are students, teachers, and parents that often lack the specialized knowledge to turn raw data into wise decisions. Finally, in our fast-paced world, who has hours to obsess over the latest news and decipher market trends? Lack of time leads to hasty, often costly choices. In short, there's a wealth of stock data, but a poverty of actionable insights for non-experts. So, how can average Joes like myself hope to beat the wolves of Wall Street? Enter Stock Predictor 3000. This app provides access to the latest cutting-edge models, as well as stock-specific hyperparameter tunings to give you the power of 100 hedge fund analysts, all with a couple of clicks, helping you make the most informed choices that, until now, only those fat cats on Wall Street had access to. Stock Predictor 3000 transforms the most up-to-date raw stock data using the Yahoo Finance API. We use this open source API for its years of historical data, so the models can find trends to tell you whether or not to buy or sell. This data is cleaned, normalized, and engineered into features our models understand. Then we put the data into our machine learning models. We pick these models because they have been trained on feature sets engineered by decades of financial research, suited specifically for price predictions and time series tasks. Our features include trend following and mean reverting signals that have historically proven to be leading indicators of future stock returns to give you the best possible prediction. I get it. This is a lot and it sounds fancy, but it's super easy with our app. So let's just take a look and see how easy it is. Here you go, Stock Predictor 3000. Now, let's assume I found some extra money this month and was thinking about putting it into Alphabet because I just love Google's products. I would just go to our easy-to-use menu on the left-hand screen and choose Alphabet. Awesome. Now I have a lot of information about the company, including the most up-to-date stock price, where it's headquartered, and what the company is about in a few lines. There's also a historic graph that shows the price of Alphabet stock over time and all the way up to today, since it's the most up-to-date data, giving me an idea of the volatility and its trends over the years. But just looking at this, I still don't know if I should buy this stock. So now, let's get to the interesting part. Predicting how much money I can make over or lose investing in this stock. What's special about Stock Predictor 3000 is that it gives me freedom to choose between our available models and select the one that performs the best for a given stock. You see, every stock has different patterns and every model interacts differently with those trends. Some are good for predicting a certain stock, while some are not. So we are trying to find the perfect partner, like peanut butter and jelly. Let's now try predicting our stock price of Alphabet with, let's say, support vector machine. That sounds fancy. All right, and you scroll down, and as you can see, this is not a very good model. So our forecast, the red line, and the test line are very far apart. And the average error is 27%. I think we can do a lot better than this. So let's go back to our models and see, and we'll try random forest. Oh, there you go. That looks pretty good. Let's go look at those numbers. 1%. That is very close. Now, the beauty is we could keep going through and looking at all the models to find the best one, but for now, we're going to go with this one because that's a pretty good model. Now, let's see how much money we can make. I have, I don't know, $1,000 bucks. Let's put $1,000 in our box here. And as you can see with our graph, the model's telling us in 60 days, that's the most money we can make. So we're going to put in 60 days. And with my $1,000, I can make $407. That's pretty good, actually. So now you can see how easy it is to leverage the power of machine learning, all in just a few clicks using Stock Predictor 3000. But Stock Predictor 3000 isn't just an app. It's a mission to make the stock market accessible to all by harnessing AI. We turn a daunting world of data into simple, empowering advice. Join us, and let's democratize the path to financial growth.
Awesome. So we are going to continue with our second project, which was done by Stefan, Clark, and Raphael, which their project is called Data Science Career Navigator. I'm going to give you a quick intro, and then I'll pass the mic to you. So are you curious about the potential payoff of diving into the data science realm? Anybody? Yeah. So the Data Science Career Navigator is a model that forecasts the salary you could earn in data science based on your current skill set and the company you want to join. Round of applause for these guys. Hello. Here, try it.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so I jump right into it. All of us, we have different backgrounds. When some of us, before starting the bootcamp, finished university, or others came from a job like me. And when it comes to me, I did some research. What is the job of a data scientist? I watched some YouTube videos, and I got a rough idea, but I didn't have any clue about the job market, so what the job market looks like. So the goal of our project was to see what companies are hiring, which skills are needed as a data scientist, and also what salary to expect given your background. And that's the goal of our project. It all started with this data set you can see here. We had this data set with 3,700 salaries of data scientists worldwide, and plus some company size and the location, but not much details. And so we thought, okay, we want to enrich this a little, so we looked for another data set which contains 700 job descriptions of data scientists. So their role, what they're doing, company information, industry, and so on. And then, first what we did, we analyzed this data. And the first finding was that actually most jobs for data scientists are not in the tech industry, but actually in biotech and pharma, followed by the insurance sector. We also found out that in 50% of all job descriptions, Python, Excel, and SQL are the most mentioned tools, in 50% of them. Found that quite interesting. Then the next step was that we set up our prediction model. So we took the first data set, we cleaned the data, take care of everything, and set up a so-called pre-processing pipeline. And with this, we set up our baseline model, which is used in data science to get an idea of how good your model is, what is your start point. And then we set up our final model. To do this, we tested different regression methods and also a more complex machine learning method. But we ended up with a regression tool which gave us the best results. And these results are then used in our data science career navigator, which we will see in a second. We also had our second data set where the goal was to look at the skills and the tools needed for data scientists and to relate this to the salary that you can achieve. But the data did not allow us to draw any conclusions of this, so we skipped that part. This as an overview. Now let's have a look at the model. So this is our data science career navigator. You see at the left, you can put in your personal data. When it comes to me, for example, I'm an entry-level data scientist looking for a full-time job, and remote and company size I don't care about, but I'm looking for a job in Germany. So let's put in company location, Germany, DE, and run a prediction with that. Okay, it takes a second. And we see the first prediction is 70,000 US dollars. So we put all results in US dollars to make it comparable. And what you see above the description are some slides that show you the salary range based on your experience level. In the middle, we see how many job offers are out there for your job category, and on the right side, the development of the salary you can achieve with gaining more experience. Okay, so now I did the bootcamp here in Montreal. I really loved it here, and I think of relocating. So let's run a second simulation with Canada. And it takes a bit. Yeah, the Google server maybe is already in the weekend. And here we get it, it's around 80,000 US dollars. And for the last one, I'm looking at our colleagues from data analytics. So data analytics is also included there. You can run it. Let's say you look for a job in the US, and let's see what it gives us as a result. And here you see the salary is nearly 100,000. Okay, yeah, that's our tool. To our conclusions, it was fun setting it up, and finally I think it's good to have something where you put in your personal data and you get some direction and you can see, yeah, what is your situation based on your personal info. We could improve the model with more data, and also it would be interesting to look at the soft skills that are needed in data science, and that could be the next project. Thank you.
Just FYI, I noticed that you've seen the QR code. So if anybody ever wants to like check out these models more in depth, you can we can give you access to those, or you can speak to the students afterwards and have access to those QR codes so you can see more in depth what they were able to achieve. Just wanted to let everybody know. So we continue with our last data science pitch for tonight with Hugo, Enrica, David, and Caitlin, the heartbeat decoder, excuse me. As our smartwatches can now measure an ECG with ease, Heartbeat Decoder is a model that allows everyone to understand whether or not their heart is healthy. So you will be able to answer this question very soon. Now I'm done.
You all can hear me? Okay, great. All right. Picture this. You're walking down the street. All of a sudden, you feel chest tightness. Your heart rate goes up. You step to the side, and within a minute, just as quickly as these feelings had come on, they're gone. What happened? Should I be worried? Should I go see someone? Without a medical background or knowledge about health, it's hard to know when you should take action and when it's just another thing that happens in our day-to-day lives. So, we know that heart conditions are the second leading cause of death for Canadians each year. And we know that we have tools like electrocardiograms, or ECGs, that are fundamental for diagnosing and monitoring heart conditions. But these tools aren't always super accessible. We also know that early symptoms are not always detectable. And the accuracy of your diagnosis can vary based on the clinician you have on any given day. When we learned this, we felt a little bit like we didn't really have control over being an active participant in our own health, so we wanted to do something about it. We wanted to create a tool that could help others also become more empowered and more active stakeholders in their own heart health. So, enter the Heartbeat Decoder. It's a machine learning model that can take a simple ECG input and predict whether it is normal or abnormal. And in our case, we were specifically looking for signs of arrhythmia. So how did we go about building this tool? We started with a data set. Specifically, we used the ECG arrhythmia classification data set. It's originally published by MIT, and it takes samples from the MIT BIH arrhythmia database, which is the gold standard for this type of data in the health science literature. Within our data set, we had 176,000 samples, and those included 32 encoded wave features. So I'm sure you've all seen an ECG wave before. Each of the waves, the peaks, the valleys, and the combinations contain important information about how our heart functions. So our data set had already encoded many of those features and made it easier to work with and more medically relevant. We also chose this data set because it contained single lead ECG information. Typically, or traditionally, ECGs contain 12 leads, which means 12 electrodes that have to be placed on the body. They're complicated to place, it's difficult to interpret the results, and again, they're not accessible to normal people. We chose single lead because in recent years, there have been many more technologies available for personal ECG use. And since about 2017, individual people's smartwatches can actually take ECG readings. So we wanted to make sure that our model could work with this data and let people conduct these tests for themselves as individuals. So for the technical part of our model, I'm going to hand it over to David. He's going to take you through some of the nitty-gritty.
Hello. Yeah, so for the model, we had 176,000 samples. So we decided to narrow it down to 50,000 for the sake of computation. And from there, we took it into a train test split of 80% train and 20% test. And this is really interesting. I didn't know this before doing this project. A lot of healthcare and medical data is, at its nature, unbalanced, meaning when you're looking at a data set, there's not going to be an equal number of diseased because of diseases and their prevalence in data sets, it's just going to be very unbalanced. There's usually more normal cases in a data set than a disease case. So we had to rebalance it, and we used something called SMOTE, which is an oversampling technique. From there, we passed it into our model, which we played around with a few different options, but we found that the random forest was the simplest and the most effective. Yeah. So from there, which was at the local level, we created an API for our model. We containerized it in the Docker format. We eventually took that to the cloud using the Google Cloud Run, which basically made it available online for anyone to access. Which brings us to our user interface, which we used Streamlit for, which is a great library for UI for data stuff. And this essentially allows a user to take a CSV file that they have from wherever they get their like their smartwatch, etc., and load it into our API and our model, and which will return a result, which we can try right now. And I'll pass you back to Caitlin.
All right, not yet. We have a demo. So this is our website here. This is the Heartbeat Decoder. So first and foremost, this app is currently for educational purposes only. But we'll take you through an example of actually uploading a CSV and getting some results. So we'll start with a trace that we know is healthy. And we'll analyze. All right, so the results are in. Our healthy sample has come back as normal. This is great, and we have some additional heart health tips to make sure that you keep it that way. We'll do a second one now with a heart trace that we know has an arrhythmia, so is abnormal. All right, the results are in, so it is abnormal. There's an arrhythmia. And we provide some next steps. Because this is not a diagnostic tool and can't perform a formal medical assessment, this is really just your push to take the next step and make an appointment to get a full diagnosis for your ECG. And you can also bring a copy of these results with you to have contextual evidence of how you were feeling or what was happening when you originally took this trace. So in terms of the overall performance of our model and the next steps that we would take, we were really happy with the performance. Because our data was so well encoded at the beginning, we were able to return a 98% recall and only a false negative rate of 2.35%. Our next steps, were we to continue working on this app, would be to include a smartwatch ECG integration. So right now we're dropping CSV files in. We'd love to make it even smoother and have it directly upload from your watch or personal device. We'd also try working on a model with less feature-encoded data, so something that can take more raw data and encode more information than what we were previously using, and this would probably use deep learning, or would most likely use deep learning methods that we weren't able to use for this particular example. And hopefully, this would make the app sort of more usable and more widely accessible across different devices for many people. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Congratulations. I love how interesting and diverse all of those projects were. Congratulations, data science and AI. So we're going to continue on with data analytics. So before I invite them to the stage, let me explain what that even means and tell you a little bit more about the curriculum. So they learn to source, to clean, and to analyze data. They start with basic methods to gather information using tools that we're all familiar with, like Excel, and then they gradually move to more complex tasks that we can't use, like Python and SQL and various data visualization tools. So it definitely takes a specialist to be able to do this. Ultimately, their goal is to understand what key data points can reveal about a topic. So tonight we will see an explanation of their research analysis with Yetta, Reza, Antonin, Duncan, and Juan. And their project is called Music as Mental Medicine. And the question they asked is, do our music listening habits affect our mental health status? So let's see what the data says.
Well, hello everyone. So today our team is going to present our analysis on mental health and music listening habits. So in today's society, which is a fast-paced society, stress and anxiety are the most prevalent. So it was important for us to understand, it was crucial for us to understand the potential effects of our music listening habits on our well-being. So there's our research. To begin with, we wanted to see if preferences for certain music genres have a significant impact on mental health outcomes. So to do so, we gather information from different data, such as the music genre, the age category distribution of the respondent, the mood status, and finally the mental health outcomes such as depression, OCD, anxiety, and insomnia. So additionally, what we want to do was to show how they are interconnected between each other. So if we choose to click on rock for the music genre, we can see that suddenly people who answer the survey tend to feel for the mood status. It was equally distributed between worsen and improve. Also, we can see that young adults tend to be the one who listen to the most of rock. And finally, on the bottom, you can see that people felt like their level of depression was quite high, unlike their OCDs. But what if we wanted to see, like, for the young adults who listen to rock, right? Well, young adults tend to feel like their mood worsen instead of improve. And we can also see, like, at the bottom with the graph, that their depression level was way higher of the rest of the sample that we have. Now, for the rest of this analysis, we had to answer another question, which was, what is the relationship between duration of listening to music and mental health? Well, to do so, we did a correlation coefficient, which showed the relationship between two values, which is for us the music listening duration and the mental health outcome. We can see that there is a small but positive relationship between them, and the graph shows it in a better way. Now, for the next part, we wanted to see how the duration of timing of music listening influence mental health differently. Well, we chose to display it with four graphs. One, we can see on the top left that most users tend to listen to 0 to 3 hours, and with a notable minority which listen to 9+ hours. We also wanted to show how, like, the sessions were, like, distributed. We can see that most people tend to listen to during the evening and the afternoon, and fewer sessions during the night and the morning. Now, as you can see on the bottom left, people who listen to 0 to 3 hours were the one who were the less impacted by the different mental health issues that we gather. Unlike the people who listen to 9 to 12, where you can see that there is a spike into anxiety and depression. And people who listen to 13 hours plus of music during the day tend to feel like insomnia was rising. Now, for the last part of that slide, we can see that people who listen to music, like, during nighttime had increased level of OCD and increased level of depression, unlike the people in the morning who had higher anxiety and insomnia. Now we can see that people in the evening didn't have that much trouble. It was lower for them for the insomnia part. And finally, people who listen to music during the afternoon had low level of anxiety, depression, and OCD. So now for the rest of the analysis, I'm going to give the microphone to my colleague Juan Jose, who is going to show you the rest. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Duncan. We also wanted to analyze the results of the people that believes that their mental health got worse thanks to listening to music. First of all, we can see that this group only represents the 2% of the population. Their favorite genres are rap, pop, R&B, and video game music. Now, there's also an important factor, and it's the exposure to music that these people have. And as we can see, it's a range between 1 to 5 hours per day. Now, the last analysis that we wanted to make is what happens when we listen to music at work. First of all, 75% of the people listen to music while working. The most used genres to listen to at this context are rock, pop, and metal music. But we found that the average level of depression, anxiety, and insomnia tends to be the same regardless if we listen to music or not during work. So basically, the context does not impact our mental health. What we found is that listening to lo-fi, for example, represents a higher level of anxiety in general. The same for sessions that last longer than 4 hours per day. Finally, we did a random forest prediction model in order to forecast some outcomes based on our data. What we found is that if we listen to music, our mood is going to improve with a 72% of probability. Our main conclusions are that there's a positive relationship between listening to music and our mental health. We should limit our listening to music daily, maximum of 3 hours per day, and we would try to do it during the afternoon or during the evening. And it would be more beneficial for us if we listen to music like gospel, classical, or R&B during work. Thank you for listening, and don't listen to lo-fi while working. Yeah. Thank you.
Faster. All right, we might need that information so that we can figure out what type of music to play at Le Wagon. Because at the moment, you know, we like a lot. I don't think we put too much lo-fi on, right? So, okay. So thank you, that was really interesting. We're going to continue to a completely different topic now. We're going to get to see the projects of, of our web development students. So let me first tell you a little bit about their curriculum and what they've done over the past, either 6 months or 9 weeks. So during the course of their boot camp, our students learn the ins and outs of both back-end and front-end development, which culminates in a functioning web application created from concept to design to the engineering. So what you'll be seeing today will be fully developed and deployed websites. And we are going to begin with EcoTracker, which was done by Zephyr, Loïc, Damien, and Arthur. So EcoTracker allows a user to have a clearer view of their energy consumption based on their daily travel. So let's have a listen.
Okay, hello everybody, nice to meet you. My name is Zephyr, and today, last night, I had a conversation with my girlfriend, and she asked me this question, what is your carbon footprint? And I say to her, I have absolutely no idea. And she told me, I think your carbon print is higher than the average because you use a lot your car, etc. But in fact, she's right. I use the car every day to work or for activities. But personally, I don't think I have a carbon print higher than the average. I do trips with car all the weeks, but I think I'm good. So to prove her she's wrong, and to know what is my carbon print, I will use EcoTracker, an application to estimate my carbon print. So let's go. Okay, so let's start it. Okay, first of all, I have to enter the name of the location. I often go through the week, so let's start with my home. I'm living in Le Plateau, so a very good neighborhood. Okay, then I had my work. I work in a clothing shop in South Montreal. Very nice too. And then I had my gym, because I go to the gym 2 or 3 by weeks. And finally, I had my dad home, who recently moved to Laval. So I visit him very often. Okay, so we can go to the next step. Then I have to enter my transport information. So let's start with my car. I got a Toyota Corolla. And and I also use a bike. I take the bus, the metro, and of course, I walk. Okay, let's go to the next step. I see I don't have a score yet, so to know my consumption of the last of my last week, I will plan my trip. I plan my trip of this week. So last week I do the home work trip by car, Monday to Thursday. And it was a round trip. Okay, and I also went to the gym. So home to gym Thursday and Friday by bus, and it's also a round trip. Okay, it's my 2 trips of my last week. So I only have 2 trips. I think my score will be good. So let's see that together. Oh no, very bad. I have a very bad score. I see if everybody live like me, we will need 3.5 planets to support our consumption. So very bad. If my girlfriend sees that, she's gonna kill me. So I have to improve my score by changing my mobility habits. So for the next week, I will change that to be better. Okay, 1 week later, I changed I changed my habit of mobility. So I will edit my trips to change that and see if my score has improved. So first of all, for the home work trip, I take the metro. I take the metro, and I was in remote in the Thursday. Then I go to the gym also, but it's not very far, so I take the bike. And then I also visit my dad, so let's add this trip. I had to go there to with car because I have to bring him some stuff to him for his new house. So I go there Saturday and I come back Sunday. Okay, so I have 3 trips. I see a lot of green, so my score is good, I think. I hope. Okay, it's better than last week. I can see 13 kilograms of CO2 less than last week, so it's very good. I'm better than 92% of the population, so it's very good also. And I see I save $18 in fuel budget this week, so it's very good. And I see I can share my trip, so I will share this to my girlfriend to show him I make some efforts, and thanks to EcoTracker, I can see that, so it's very good. Thank you to listeners, and thank you to my team and to the Wagon.
Amazing. So I just wanted to give you all a little bit of context, because I don't know if you noticed Loic over here on his phone looking. That's because his phone was being mirrored onto the screen, so everything that he was doing was live, just for everyone in the audience who doesn't know that. And we're going to continue to do that. So we are going to continue to do that with ShopWise. Oh, they're all here. Okay, I was going to welcome, so Kareem, Andrew, Laura, Geraldo, and Gabrielle, who were working on this project. So the issue is overbuying groceries and overspending on groceries is a problem a lot of us face. So ShopWise will help you to shop for groceries more efficiently.
All right, hey everyone. My name is Kareem. I'm a 22 years old web developer living in Montreal for the past 5 years. Grocery shopping and cooking has always been a bit of a chore for me, so I always end up overspending a lot. So one of my classmates told me about an app called ShopWise. After creating an account and downloading the app, which was very easy to do, I'm very excited to start shopping and decide what I want for dinner tonight. So I'm in the mood for some chicken pesto tonight. So let me add them to my item list. So we can start with some chicken breast, some pesto, some Parmesan, and some pasta. All right, was my list complete for now? Let me check the best deal the app is offering me. All right, so I am seeing the stores I usually go to, which is IGA. It is $66, which is very expensive for just a pasta dish, so I'll definitely not go there. Let's check out one of the blue locations. That's $50. Provigo is pretty expensive as well, so I'm not going there. Let's pick one of the green locations, which is the cheapest option, which is still expensive, honestly, but inflation, what can you do? So I'll definitely go there after class tonight. While I know how to cook chicken pesto, I just need to make sure if I don't miss anything with my recipe, so I get it correct. Let's see what the app suggests for me. So the recipe idea is chicken pesto. It's suggesting the ingredients are already added, but it is requesting some salt and pepper for the chicken. I already ran out of them like a few days ago, so let me add them to my shopping list. Let's start with some salt and some pepper. So since I'm already adding some stuff, let me pick something to drink. I love 7-Up, so let me add this real quickly. But you know what? My mom is always complaining about my drinking habits, and it's pretty unhealthy, according to her. So let me make her happy and remove the 7-Up and maybe add Perrier. There you go. That'll make her happy. Since I already added stuff, let me just double check on the stores to see if it's still the same location. All right, looks like it's changed. Apparently now we're going to Super C. $60. I mean, it's still a lot, but we'll make it work. So with everything ready, I'm all set to prepare a very delicious chicken pesto. ShopWise has been a game changer for me, and it's helping me be more efficient and save some time. Thank you, everyone.
Really great, you all. We're going to continue with Leisurelyfe with Victory, Rami, and Justin. So the weekend is creeping up on you again, and you realize you still haven't planned anything to do with your family. With Leisurelyfe, find out which activities are happening around you based upon your family's needs.
Hi everyone, my name is Justin. I am a tech guy. I'm very busy at work, so really I don't have time to plan things during work. So sometimes when I go home, me and my wife always we spend half of the day, you know, planning where to go. It's really frustrating. So a friend of mine, he suggested me an app called Leisurelyfe. It's very really easy to use, and really is stress-free. So the app basically is in the front is when you go, it's really showing you at the top of the week. So I'm gonna make search. For example, today I'm going with my wife. I'm gonna take my also my dog and my kid. So let me see what the recommendation is gonna give. Okay, I can see in the top they have a filter that you can scroll and see, you know, by specific and also map. But I'm gonna go through like a global search. So yeah, I can see Jean Talon Market, not really, not today. Montreal Botanical Garden, I already visited that. Zoo, not really. Okay. Yatai, okay, it's a Japanese culture, like a festival. It's interesting. I can see that they accept pets and kid. So it's interesting. The price entry is free. The location is not really that far. So let me share this one with my wife, and we'll see. I think she's busy at the grocery today, so I'm gonna send her this. I'm gonna wait for her answer and keep searching. Maybe I can find something for the next week. Okay, so I'm gonna keep scrolling down and see if there is some other stuff. Okay. All right, bet, no, okay. Agrigon Park. Okay, this place is amazing. I visited before. But I did not save it to my favorite list. Maybe I will save it. Maybe for next time I want to go back to that place. That's great. Okay, I think I finished the plan, but I know that I'm going to take the kids to my parents' house, to my grandparents' house, and let me surprise with my wife with something else for the evening. So I'm gonna search for an event called Francophonie event. It's happening. So it's something. It's cool. So I'm gonna see. Okay, the details about this place. Okay. The entry is free, and it's amazing, so I'm gonna save that to my favorite. And let me check if it's saved and everything is good. Amazing. These are the places I went before. It's already saved, and also the park is saved. Everything is good. Amazing. I think the plan for this week is done, and I would like to thank Leisurelyfe to save my time, and I don't need to search everywhere in the internet, waste all my time. So it's good that you can find everything there, and I'm happy for that. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Really great, you all. So we have one last demo for today. Fingo, which Humayun, Jeff, Juliet, and Veda. So your friends are all getting rich with the stock market, but you have no idea about finances. Fingo will offer fun financial education so you can learn to make money work for you. Who are you? Here.
I will reveal. Oh, hey everyone. My name is Ryan.
I'm 24 years old, and I work for a software company called Shopify. You might have heard about it. I make $100K a year plus something called restricted stock options. Does anyone know what that is? I sure don't, but I signed the contract anyway. Ha ha ha. So I overheard my coworkers talking about Fingo and how they learned to invest in the stock market, and I was like, I should probably check that out. Fingo's got a really cool look and feel, speaks to my aesthetic, and they've helped a bunch of other people like me invest and build their portfolio. On top of that, it's only 15 minutes a day. I can do that between my climbing sessions and Tinder dates. How cool is that? I'm gonna get started. What's my top goal? Be rainy day ready? Psh, I wanna get that bag. What do I wanna focus on? I'm not cutting back on Avo toast. I'm mastering the stock market. What is my comfort level with math? I inhale equations for breakfast, duh. Cool, so I've got a course recommended for me, or I can browse all courses, but I'm pretty lazy, so I'm obviously gonna invest like a boss. I have to do all the lessons in sequence. I guess I have to start with Investment 101. Welcome to investing. Say hello to smart money moves. Psh, I already know that. Next. Why should you invest? Come on, we all want to avoid taxes, but I know it's to grow wealth. Woo! Types of investments. Stocks, real estate, bonds. Those could be useful. Investing helps in building wealth and achieving goals. Whoa, my mom always told me I was smart, but this just confirms it. Summary and next steps. Investing is your ticket to financial freedom, which is where I want to go. Whoa. There's looking at you, Leo. So I've got a streak, and I've earned 60 coins. What am I going to do? I'll go back to course. I don't want to do another lesson, but I wonder what's in my dashboard. Ryan, you're on a one-day streak. That's pretty cool. Who the goat? Some chick named Juliet is killing it right now. I have to catch up with her, which means I have to do more lessons. I wonder what I can do with my coins. Fingo store, let's check that out. Whoa. Buff Doge avatar, hello. Purchase, hell yeah. Oh my God, my avatar updated. This is so lit. Also, I really want that meme swap for 100 coins, so I'm gonna have to continue doing my lessons and earning more coins and keeping my streak going. So I guess I'm gonna come back to Fingo tomorrow and learn to invest like a champ. Thank you.
Amazing. Congratulations, everybody. You've officially graduated from Wagon. Ta-da! Did it! So, I just want to say a few things about us, because this wouldn't have been possible without the amazing team. So thank you to all of the Wagon staff, to all of the teachers who worked super hard with the students and for giving them the best experience possible. So there are a lot of teachers I see here in the audience. Can you all just wave? Thank you all so much. Thank you all for sharing your passion, your positive attitudes, and even in the most stressful situations, you've been there since day one and played a huge role in their success. So thanks again to all of you. And also I want to thank the volunteers who are helping us this evening. So. And if you have any other things that you'd like to join, we would love to have you at another event. I'll move in case anybody wants to take a picture of our QR code for all of the upcoming events. We have a few in July and August that are in the pipe also. And yeah, if you want to know more about our boot camps, you can look over here and you can speak to one of us, one of the staff, all of us in purple. We will be happy to answer any questions that you might have about anything, really. So that concludes the presentation. And for everybody in Facebook and LinkedIn, thank you so much for joining us remotely. And I wish you all a good night.